Hey, what's up everybody? Right now I'm in Singapore. Just a little disclaimer before we start the video, I am by no means an expert about Singapore. I'm gonna give you some examples and try to give you an idea of how much it costs to live here. So as I have a few days here, I wanted to make another cost of living in video for you. As an example, I will show the usual low budget lifestyle. Now remember, you might be the type of person that goes out every night and spends a lot of money on food and drinks, but everyone is different and spends money in a different way. I will now show you the example of George. But who is George? This is George. He is a simple and happy man with a simple life. This is everything he needs to pay for in a month. 50 liters of water, 5 liters of milk, 2 kilograms of rice, 2 kilograms of bread, 10 kilograms of seasonal veggies, 15 kilograms of seasonal fruits, 8 kilograms of meat, 12 eggs, public transportation, 4 times a 10-minute cab ride, 20 coffees at bar, 10 beers, 2 bottles of mid-range wine, 2 movie theater tickets, health insurance, haircut, a gym membership, the rent for a 1-bedroom or studio apartment, mobile phone and internet subscription, toiletries and 1 pair of t-shirt and pants. George works remotely on his computer. The currency in Singapore is the Singaporean dollar, but the following expenses are already converted to US dollars. So right now I'm in front of Fair Price, which is a grocery store here in Singapore. It's the one that locals recommended me, and there are many different grocery stores of course here in Singapore. I'm not saying this one is the best, but it's the one that locals recommended. There is also cold storage, for example. And basically what I've been told is that they offer good quality products at a fair price, which is what I'm looking for. So let's go in and check out the prices. Let's see how much George will spend for his groceries. 50 liters of water costs $12. In Singapore, tap water is actually good and drinkable. 5 liters of milk will cost $7. 2 kilograms of rice are $4. For 2 kilograms of bread, George will pay $5. 10 kilograms of mixed seasonal veggies cost $20. 15 kilograms of mixed seasonal fruits will cost $38. For 8 kilograms of mixed meat, George will pay $90. 12 eggs cost $2. 10 beers and 2 bottles of mid-range wine will cost $40. And for some toiletries products, George will spend around $25. For a total of $243. To move around Singapore, the best option is to get an Easy Link card. You'll be able to use buses, metro, and in my opinion the Singaporean public transportation is very efficient, and a trip that would take you 15 minutes with a car will take you 5 minutes with the metro. When it comes to public transportation, I have to say the metro is really easy to use, and there is this card that you can use every time. So it's a really easy way to move around the city. The system operates from 5:30 AM to midnight, with trains at peak times running every 2 to 3 minutes and off-peak every 5 to 7 minutes. The monthly pass is about $90. You could also get just a regular Easy Link card and pay per trip, which may be convenient if you don't know how much you'll be using public transportation. One simple trip is about 50 cents, so you'd have to travel a lot to make the monthly pass worth it. We will say that George uses the metro 4 times a day for 5 days a week, which makes $40 a month worth of public transportation. For a 10-minute Grab ride, you can expect to pay around $5. For 4 times a month, that's $20. Grab can be compared to Uber in the United States. A regular coffee at the bar will cost you around $2. For 20 coffees a month, that's $40. One movie theater ticket is $7. For 2 movies a month, that's $14. If you're an expat, I'd recommend to take out private health insurance. And as per usual, George will take out one of these private health insurances for about $155 a month, giving him hospitalization and outpatient treatment. A haircut close to the city center is about $11. So right behind me you can see True Fitness. I have looked up other gyms, but actually this was the cheapest one. I know there is also Active Fitness that you probably know, but that's very expensive. It was about 60 Singaporean dollars a week, which is pretty expensive. I found gyms to be very expensive in Singapore. True Fitness, as I said, was the cheapest one, so George will pay about $90 a month to train there. About the apartments, with strong public transportation connecting all together, it's hard to go wrong when choosing a home base. Still, each area has its own personality and character, which is important to think about as you consider the best place to live. So, interesting fact about Singapore is that there are a lot of different districts. There is, for example, the Arabic district, which I passed right now. Then there is Chinatown, and there is also Little India. So you can see Singapore is a very multicultural city. Holland Village is one of the most popular areas for expats because of its central location in close proximity to the downtown and orchard areas. I found this loft of 323 square feet, equivalent to 30 square meters, for $1,770, which in my opinion is really expensive for a place like this. I think that gives you an idea of how expensive apartments can get here in Singapore. If you want to save money, I could recommend you the Tiong Bahru district, located only about 15 minutes outside the city center. Tiong Bahru is a nice escape from the skyscrapers of downtown and has a much more quiet feel. George will get this 450 square feet apartment, equivalent to 41 square meters, in Tiong Bahru for $1,370 a month. For the internet at home and the phone contract with Singtel, George will pay a total of $110 a month. With the phone contract, you will have unlimited mobile data and unlimited calls in Singapore. For a pair of pants and a t-shirt at the H&M, George will need $28. Considering all the previous expenses, George will need about $2,100 a month to live in Singapore. So as we are here in Singapore, let me tell you some interesting facts about this city, which are facts that I always look up before visiting a new place. And the population in Singapore is 5,800,000. The average salary here is about $4,100 a month, which is quite a lot in my opinion. And my impression about the city over the past few days I've been spending here is that it's a lot like Switzerland, because everything is clean and I feel safe everywhere I go. And yeah, let's get on going with the cost of living in. And now the interview I did to a local. Enjoy it. So how long have you been living here?
For 19 plus years.
19 plus years.
Almost 20.
Okay, almost 20 years. And what's the best part about Singapore and the worst part about Singapore?
The best part would be that I don't think there's much to worry about.
Okay.
Living every day, but the worst part is there's nothing exciting.
Nothing exciting.
Nothing much is exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can I ask you, where do you do groceries?
Near my house there's a Fair Price, so we usually go there. But there's last time there used to be Carrefour.
Carrefour.
Yeah. There's Giant, There's Fair Price, there's Sheng Siong.
Yeah, that's very big, right?
Yeah.
The best is, in your opinion, Carrefour?
To me, Fair Price, cause
Fair Price.
It's the nearest to me. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Which is the most practical.
Yeah.
And what's the best way to move around the city?
By bus or MRT.
MRT. Yeah. So the metro and the bus.
Yeah, the MRT, cause there are a lot of stations here, and I think the downtown line is relatively newer.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's more convenient for me to go by the downtown line now.
And you can pay everything with this, right?
Yeah.
And all then the buses and then.
Yeah, and for me, I use my debit card. My debit card is EasyLink.
So you can pay with that directly as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the best place to live in Singapore, in your opinion?
Best place, living near Orchard is the best, I feel.
How's it called?
Orchard Road. Living near there would be the best, but I think it's the most expensive. All the most important shopping centers are there, and like all the food is there, and it's the center of Singapore, so it's easy to get around.
Okay.
The best affordable housing would be the HDBs. Yeah, but
how do you spell that? Sorry.
The HDB.
HDB.
Yeah, which would be the Housing Development Board, which is the government-owned houses. Then they just sell it to Singaporeans.
Okay. But to rent it.
Rent. I've had not much experience with renting.
Okay.
But renting is a viable option, but I feel it's also quite expensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much do you think you would need to earn in a month to live comfortably here in Singapore?
Maybe 10,000.
10,000 Singaporean dollars?
Yeah, to me I feel
it's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I saw the average salary here is about 6,500 Singaporean dollars.
Yeah, that will give you a comfortable life, but if you want to really enjoy Singapore and enjoy all the facilities here, you need more money.
More money, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Do you have any recommendations on how to save money here?
Yeah, for me, I just don't spend much on Grab and stuff like that.
Yeah, on what? So like cook at home and stuff like that?
Yeah, take the public transport. Yeah.
Okay.
Prices to eat out in Singapore obviously can vary a lot as it's a very luxurious city, but on average I would say that in a medium range restaurant you'll pay about $20 for a main course and a soft drink. And there are also many street food corners where you'll find food for very cheap prices. There is plenty of nightlife in Singapore, but you gotta be very careful as the laws here are very strict. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If this video was useful, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more content like this, and if you want to support me and get access to extra videos every week, you can do that on Patreon. See you next time in another part of the world.